world news, sport, music,
I'm no vibe, girl, I just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our YouTube page on Aloore Radio. Make sure you click on the notification bell so you know when we are live. This is Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
Good morning to everybody out there. You're welcome to another edition of the Business and Life series, reaching you on the Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat Agodi Ibadan. You can join us as usual on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Aloore Radio, also on YouTube, Aloore Radio. Our website is www.alooreradio.com. You can also our mobile app is available on the Play Store, and also our number to call into is 090-3985-3731. I'll take that again. 090-3985-3731. My name is Oluwatoyin Onomade, and this morning we're going to be exploring the topic, or what I call life lessons. You know, as we go through the journey of life, there are certain lessons that we need to learn in order to make the best of this journey. And many times, it's not until we ourselves experience these things that we can learn. We can actually learn from other people, or the experiences or the journeys of people have taken already in their own lives. And coming together, we can look at these things and then take a cue from them and also apply them to get the same results that we have seen or that we have desired. So I'm going to go through a few lessons this morning that we can learn to best, walk this journey of life. And the very first topic, or the very first point we're going to be looking at, is what I call people are the real wealth. People are the real wealth. Everybody likes the idea of wealth, but it's just that at times the idea of wealth is a bit one-sided. When you hear wealth, I know the first thing that comes to your mind is money, lots and lots of money. But wealth is beyond money. Actually, money is just a small part of wealth, because wealth encompasses a whole lot of things that come together. And one of those things are people, or is people. Let me put it that way. You see, because there are situations where you can have money and you cannot still get things done that you expect or that you desire to get done. But there are times that you don't even have that much money, but because you have the right people around you, you can get these things done much more easier. Oh yes, does money help? Absolutely yes. Money helps. But everything is not just about money. There is a place where people will take in your life journey, that money cannot play the roles that they will play. So this morning, we want to look at why did I say people are the real wealth, whether in business, whether in career, because this series is for both people who are doing business and people who are going on their career path. So we want to say it. Why did we say people are the real wealth? First of all, let me start by saying this. Whatever you want to do in life, if you understand, especially in business, if you understand the role that people take in business, we call them customers. Okay? But before they become customers, they're first of all people, right? They're first of all people that are existing maybe in your geographical location or wherever it is you're targeting to either sell your product or your goods. Now, we need to understand that these people are the ones from which we will get the results, that the reasons, why we have established the business. For instance, you have established a service business. It won't pay for itself. You will not patronize yourself. People will need to come in and patronize you. Whether it's goods that you're producing, people will need to come in and patronize you. And therefore, we call them customers. But the first thing is that they are people. And we need to understand that whatever we're going to get, the result we're going to get is going to come from them. So whatever we put together, let's have the best quality of services, the best quality of product. If they don't buy, we don't make anything from it. So that's why in business, you need to recognize that people are your real wealth. It's not the quality of what you're producing, it's not the quality of your service alone. It doesn't start from there. Yes, that is very important, absolutely important. But you can have the best quality of things and people are not patronizing you, either because they do not know or because they're just not interested. All right, and that simply means that you're not getting the results that you desire to get in the place of business. I want to quickly share a few examples with us. There are companies today that have become so large, so massive in this our world today, and all they did is simply that they focused on people. That's all. Even some of them started out not understanding or not knowing that they will get to this amount or this level of wealth, okay, in business or success in business. But all they did was something that would connect people, something that will help people, something that would, make life easier for people. And just because of this, they have become so big organizations in our world today. When we talk of the Facebooks of this world, the Googles of this world, the Amazons of this world, they didn't some of them didn't even know they would get to these places that they have gotten to today. Some of them didn't know they will have a $1 trillion capitalization or close to, because all they did, take Facebook for example, all the idea started with was just helping people connect. And look at how that has impacted the world we live in now. The world we live in now, you can be connected, you can stay connected with people hundreds and thousands of miles away, and yet you do not see physically, but because you can share activities both by pictures, by text and things like that, and that was the whole idea. And that has evolved today into a company that runs on billions of dollars, and and has become so powerful. Look at Google, for example. Google has solved a problem that human beings have had for ages. What's that problem? We'll all have questions at some point or the other. We will all have had questions we wanted answers to, and then this amazing innovation comes up, and you can just simply type in your question and get an answer to it. And that didn't just it didn't just do well. It did extremely well. Now today, a lot of human beings, a lot of people depend on Google searches just to be able to get answers to the things they need. And I mean, those are just some examples. Look at Amazon, for instance. Amazon, came up with this idea of, okay, we want to make life easier for people. All right, yes, they started from books. They started from the idea that, okay, we can sell books online instead of people needing to come to the bookstore. You can just go online, make an order, and your book will be delivered to you. Oh, what a convenience. And the move from there, they have been able to evolve into so many other areas. And simply all they had was the focus on people. That's what these people are doing. They're solving issues for people. They're connecting people. They're making essential everyday activities easier to carry out. And just because they have understood that people are the real wealth, they've been able to amass this kind of success that they have today. I remember the story of Walmart. Yes, Walmart is not a Nigerian brand, but his story is quite interesting. The owner of Walmart, while he was alive, had this very interesting perspective. He always said that the customer is the king. Always said that the people that they are serving, in that organization are the king. In fact, he said they are higher than the CEO. He said because if they decide to spend their money somewhere else, the CEO will be fired alongside every other person working in that organization. So he had the right perspective. He knew that people are the real wealth. And because of that, Walmart was able to amass so much in terms of money that by the time he died, I think 4 of his children, the wealth was distributed among 4 of his children, and all of them are billionaires today. You can imagine that, all because of focus on people. All right. Now, for us who are in business, we need to understand that people that patronize us, or the people that will buy from us, or are not just the only people in our own sphere. We need to also look at people in our business, our employees, the people we look at. We need to understand that they are also wealth. Let me explain this in very simple terms. If you have a fantastic organization, as it were, in terms of facility, in terms of everything, but you do not have good quality employees running the business, that business is bound to die. That business just has a life cycle that will run out very, very fast. Because you need to understand that the quality of the people you have in your business will determine the quality of the results you will get in that business. In fact, I've listened to so many successful business leaders, okay, and what they have been able to say, one of the things I've been able to hear from them is that they found out that the secret was just to look for quality people, put them around them, surround them with themselves, the quality people, and those people get the job done. So you need to understand that the quality of the people you have in your business will also determine how you will do in that business. All right. Let me share a personal experience with you. There's this organization in the city of Ibadan. It's a supermarket chain, and it was a fantastic experience I had with them. I guess at that point they just understood that they need to invest in their people, and a lot of trainings, a lot of things were obviously put into those people. I went into one of their stores. I wanted to buy, I was looking for a card. I can't remember precisely what, if it was a Valentine card, if it was a birthday card or something, and the way I was attended to, I almost stepped out of that store with a whole pack of cards, even though I needed just one. Because the way I was attended to, it showed that there was something being put in these people. It showed that there was so much quality being deposited in these people. And at that point, I don't know how many more customers would have really had that same experience. And for me, that experience didn't die with me, because I think I must have told about 10, 12, 13, 14 people. And of course, that is how word of mouth expresses. That's how it goes. That's how it goes all over. And people must have understood, must have known then that, oh, this organization is really doing well, right? So we need to also understand that. Okay, so if you're in career, for instance, you might be wondering, well, okay, so how does this affect me? How does this relate with me? You need to understand that in whatever career you are, whatever career path you're working on, you would have people above you, you would have your peers, and you have people below you. It's always the structure in any form of organization or in the industry that you're operating in. Okay, now you need to understand, if you get the point that people are the real wealth, then you will understand that the way you relate with the people above you, your peers, and the people below you will affect you going forward. It will affect your career. It would affect. Listen, the certificate you have, the amount of educational background or whatever it is you have is good, but it is not enough. You need to understand that the people capital, the human capital that you invest in will also determine how far you can go. Let me give you a fantastic example. There's somebody I know personally. All right, he was working in an organization, in one of the telecoms organization, and he was doing quite well. But he understood that people are the real deal. And so he had these bosses, these peers, and this, everybody was so good at relating with everybody. And one of the top bosses, one of his top bosses then left that particular organization for a bigger one, a bigger, much bigger telecommunication organization, and while he was settling down, he was obviously, he was at a higher position and all that, and he made a request, and the request he made was that there's somebody that he has worked with, and he wants that person to also come into this organization. Simply, as simple as that. And that request was granted because they understood that if he at this level could be making requests for someone to come in, it must mean that that person is valuable to him. And so this guy comes over, as the opportunity was open. He came over, and not just that he came over 3 times better than where he was. Let me explain what I mean. First of all, his salary was like 3 times higher what he was earning before. Of course, the position was way higher than what he was at before. And then everything that surrounded it, the perks, everything that came with the office, was 3 times better than whatever he had before. All because he understood human capital. He understood that people are the real wealth. The same guy could just have been in that organization, and he could just have said, look, I'm here to work, you're here to work, mind your business, I mind my business, I don't care, I can relate with you anyhow, I can do whatever. You see, it's beyond all those things. Now, there are people who work in organizations who, on the career path, who they're good at what they do, but that's all they have. No human relations, nothing extra. Listen, human relations can help you, can get you to places you did not think you could get to. Someone below you can recommend you. A peer can recommend you. Someone above you can recommend you. Let's go on a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll continue looking at a few of these other life lessons that we can learn and make our lives better.
Suddenly my life was turning upside down. All that I could feel was pain, and strangers came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, I know my life will never be the same. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. I'm hoping for a better life, praying that nobody's story turns out like mine. The only thing I know is fear, even those with good intentions disappear. All that I could feel was pain, a stranger came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, I know my life will never be the same. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing.
You're welcome back. This is the Business and Life series on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat Ibadan. Our Facebook handle is www.facebook.com.Aloore Radio. You can also join us on YouTube, Aloore Radio. Our website is www.aloreradio.com. Our phone number 09039853731. You know, I like that song that came up during the short break. Where do you go when you're by yourself? You know, that's why the first point we made today is that people are the real wealth. Moving on from there, you know, this morning we're talking about life lessons. Lessons that we either learn or that we have passed through, or others have passed through, and we can see the result and apply them also in our own lives. The second point I'm going to be talking about this morning is don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. You know, it's quite interesting that the fear of failure is very, very, very real. A lot of people have not been able to do the things they would have desired to do. A lot of people have not been able to take the steps that they would have desired to take because of that singular thing, the fear of failing. What if it doesn't work out well? What if it doesn't even start off? What if this happens? What if that happens? So the fear of failure is real, and the truth is that it holds a lot of people down. In fact, there are people who are either, you know, in something, maybe in career path or something, that the only reason they're still there is because they have this fear of not taking a bolder step. Right? So this morning, I want to tell you, don't be afraid to fail. Listen, I would explain into details what failure is all about, or what the term fail actually is or means, right? Now, let me share my personal experience with you. A few years ago, I wanted to start out. This was a number of years ago, quite a number of years ago. I wanted to start a particular business. You know, I wanted to set up something. It was a service, you know, but it would have required the customers bring the certain goods, and then I work on it for them, and then they get it back. But I made a big mistake, and the mistake I made was that I shared with someone, and the person I shared with gave me every reason why it won't work, gave me every reason why it will fail. gave me every reason why. And you know, at that point, this was somebody I really looked up to, someone I felt like, oh, okay, whatever this person says is good, is authority. You know, and that person, you know, out of that fear, oh, what if the goods get damaged? What if this happens? What if that happens? I mean, in retrospect, why didn't the person just even think that, oh, what if, you know, it went well? And a lot of us are in that place today, we're in that position today where we're in that fear of failure. We're in that fear where we don't, that uncertainty, we feel like, oh, what if I set up something and it fails? What if I start a business and it fails? What if I decide to go on a career path and I'm not doing well there? You know, that fear of failure is quite real. But let me help you this morning. Let me share this with you this morning. Everybody fails. Look at the best of people. Look at the best of achievers in the world today. Everybody fails. I know you're beginning to kind of look at it. How? What do you mean everybody fails? But these people are successful. These people are achievers. They're high achievers. Let me tell you that at some point in their lives, they failed. In fact, you will be surprised to know that some of them are failing right now. You know why? Because there are different areas and people fail. It's not the end of the world. Actually, failure is not an end. Failure is not an end. The fact that you tried something and it didn't work out doesn't mean that's the end. The fact that you tried to take a step and it didn't come through, that doesn't mean it's the end. Some don't even take the step. That's what we're saying this morning. Why? Because they feel like, oh, they will fail. And others, even after taking the step and it didn't work out, they feel that that's the end. Everybody fails. I dare to say this morning that failure helps success. If you really want to succeed, you need to have failed a few times so that you would understand how not to fail when you're succeeding. Failure helps success. There are things that you would have done, that things you have tried out in times past, but they didn't work out well. And there are stories of people who have tried things out over and over and they didn't work out, and at some point it worked out. So I'm going to say it again this morning. Failure helps success, and everybody at some point fails. What we need to understand, or what we need to have, is the right perspective to failure. You know, there's this negativity about failure. I'm sure that the way some people listening to me right now will be saying, oh, I will not fail, I will not do this, I will not. That's not what we're talking about. What we're saying is that even if you make an attempt and it doesn't work out, that is not the end of it. And what we're also saying is, make that attempt. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You want to take that step, don't be afraid. You want to make that move, don't be afraid. Go ahead. Because many times the only thing holding you back is the fear that what if it does not work out. A research was done, you know, kind of like trying to find out from people who are elderly, people who are old, you know, right now, who are of good ripe age. And you know, they asked them, are there any regrets? Are there anything you regret in life? And 90 to 95% of them, what they had to say was that the only thing they regret are the things they did not do. Think about that. So in the next 30, 40, 50 years of your life, the only regrets you are likely to have are the things you did not do. Not the things you attempted, and maybe they did not work out, but the things you did not even attempt at all. Okay? Now, the right perspective to what we call failure, because you see, you can have a wrong perspective to it. And the perspective we've had is that failure is a bad thing, it's a negative thing. No. You need to begin to see failure as part of the process. It's just like the way it is in medical, in health. We get sick, don't we? Yes. But a lot of times when we do this thing, when either we touch something, we come in the infections, that this, that, these things help build our immunity. Imagine that you've never had contact with any of these things, and then it becomes a lot more difficult to handle. But if you have handled little failures here and there, and you have bounced out of it, when something big comes, it's easier for you to bounce out of or walk through them. So don't be afraid to fail. Just have the right perspective to failure. Failure is not a full stop. Failure is not a full stop. The truth is that the only time it should be called failure is when you stop. That's the time we can say, okay, yes, this person has failed. And that's because you made an attempt, but you stopped. It didn't work out, you stopped. In fact, I dare say this, that if you made an attempt, right, and whatever it is you tried to do did not work out, you have learned how not to do it. You have learned if you try it this way, it will not work. So that it's like you have ticked that box, it's gone. You have understood that is not the way to do it. So we need to understand, we need to put, I remember when because as part of what I do personally, I do graphics as part of what I do, graphic design as part of what I do. I recently, a couple of months ago, I looked at the initial graphic designs I did, and I myself laughed. I looked at them and I was like, did I do this? Oh no, there's no way I could have done this. But yes, I did. And I slapped, you should have said, I slapped all manner of things together and thought that was a design. But at that point, yes, that was what I could do. Right? Now, if at that point I had said, oh, I don't think I'm getting this thing, okay, no, this thing is not good, and then I stop. I won't be where I am today. I won't be able to do what I can do today when it comes to graphic design, And you see, you need to see failure as a learning curve. The moment you can do that, it changes your perspective. It changes the way you see it. It changes everything about it. And listen to me, even big organizations fail. Even the big organizations that we look at today and we say, whoa, these people are large, these people are big. At some point in their journey, they failed. They failed. But they didn't stop. They kept moving. That's why they became big. That's why they're where they are today. All right? Now, personally, I'm someone who loves cars a lot. I follow cars. I'm just a car enthusiast. Right? Now in the auto industry, there are big giants that we look at today and we feel like, oh, these people are so reliable. They're so big today. But listen, even they have failed in the past. And guess what? Some of them still fail till today. But they don't stop. They keep moving. There's a particular automaker that, is known for reliability. Their products are known for reliability. They are very good. They're all over the world. But guess what? They still have recalls on their cars. Why? Because in the production process, they have made a mistake that has caused problems. And they have sold these cars out. People have bought them. And it's a danger to those who use them. So they have no choice but to recall these vehicles. They have no choice but to bring them back. That's it. That's failure. But they don't stop. They just simply fix what needs to be fixed. And the cars go back out and they keep operating and they keep bringing out new things. So please do not stay in that place of fear of failure. Don't allow failure to keep you down. Don't allow failure to stop you. You only get better. You only get better if you do not allow failure to stop you in the first place. So please, get rid of that fear and do whatever it is. Take that step. Do whatever it is you want to do, and do not allow failure to keep you down. Let's quickly go on another short musical break, and when we resume, we'll take our third and final lesson and move on from there.
Where do you go when you're by yourself? Who comes along when you cry for help? I know I can't change the past, but as the river keeps flowing, I'll keep on moving on. I'm hoping for a better life, praying that nobody's story turns out like mine. The only thing I know is fear, even those with good intentions disappear. All that I could feel was pain, a stranger came and took my soul away. Like a deadly hurricane, I know my life will never be the same.
You're welcome back from that short musical break this morning. We're still, on this series, on the Business and Life series, on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat Agodi Ibadan. You can join us on Facebook. Our handle is www.facebook.com.Aloore Radio, YouTube, Aloore Radio, and our website is www.alooreradio.com. Our phone number, in case you want to call in, is 090-3985-3731. And this morning we've been looking at a few life lessons. We have looked at the first point is people are the real wealth. Secondly, we have looked at don't be afraid to fail. And right now we want to move on and look at this very important point, which I say is value your time. Value your time. You see, you need to know the connection. You need to be able to have the connect between money, time, and life. Your time is very, very important. In fact, the truth is that your time, if I dare say, is your most valuable resource that you have available to you. Your time is yours. You choose to do what you want, whatever you want to do with it, right? But the moment you begin to value your time, you'd understand that this resource can also yield greater resources to you or bring bigger results to you if you understand how to use it well. Now, so we're talking to business people, we're talking to individuals on the career path. And this morning we're saying that as a business owner, your time is very important to you. And we're saying as an individual on the career path, your time is also equally very important to you. Listen, I can step out of my house in the morning, have money in my pocket, and I can decide what exactly I want to spend on. I can decide, okay, no matter how alluring certain things are, I can decide, okay, I'm not buying. Why? Because I choose. But the truth is that I cannot decide not to spend time. You can't. You spend time involuntarily, whether you like it or not. So whether you're using it positively, you're using it valuably, or you're not, you're spending it. It just keeps going. The clock just keeps ticking. It just keeps ticking. So if all you decide to do is to sleep the whole day, you have spent your time, but you have not spent it valuably. If all you decide to do is to sit down behind the TV and watch all day without learning, just entertaining, you have spent your time. Only that you have not put it to good value. You have not put it to good use. So you can decide to put your time to good use, to valuable use. And you can also decide, because you see, whether you use it or not, it keeps ticking. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. You're listening to this program right now. You're spending time. If nothing is being added to you, then you are wasting that time. But if something is being added to you, then you are using that time valuably. I mean, it's just like that. So you need to understand that maximizing your time is very important to you. Maximizing your time is very, very important to you. You have to be able to make the best use of your time. Spend your time on things that will add value to you. Look at your 24 hours. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Well, look at your 24 hours and look at how much of that time you spend on adding value to yourself or doing things that will add value to you. And you can begin to assess from there. You know, one of the things I really emphasize on is that it's such a blessing that everybody has 24 hours. No matter how rich you are, no matter who you are, you don't have more than 24 hours. Yes, you can use your 24 hours more in better, you can make your better use of your 24 hours than others are, but you have 24 hours. You know, sometimes I think like this, that if it was possible to buy more time, you know, a lot of billionaires would have bought more time. They would have felt like, look, everybody has 24 hours. I want 28 or I want 30. But it's impossible. Everybody has the equal amount of time. So how you use that time, what you spend that time on, is now what determines what results you get in return. All right? It's 24 hours everybody has. Time cannot be bought. Additional time cannot be bought. If it could, I know a lot of people would have bought more in a day, but it's not possible. So what do you need to do? Make sure that your time is being spent, a good chunk of your time is being spent on things that add value to you. Leverage on technology, for instance. Leverage on technology. Technology can help you maximize your time. It can keep you conscious of the time. You see, because one of the issues we have is many times we're not conscious of time. It just keeps slipping by, and we're not, in control. So leverage on technology, leverage on things that can help you save time. There are things that you don't need to do wasting time on. You can leverage on things that technology and other things that can help you save time. Okay? So I want to ask you this question this morning, and I think it's a very important question that you need to ask yourself. What do you spend most of your time on? What do you spend most of your time in a day doing? That is what will culminate in what you spend most of your time doing during 1 week, during 2 weeks, during a whole month. So you can say, okay, I spend 80% of my time doing this particular thing. For some, it's just entertainment. For some, it's just music. For some, it's just watching movies. If you're not in that field, then absolutely you're wasting your time. If you're not in entertainment, if you're not in movie production, if you're not in any of those things, then you're not making the best use of your time. Okay? You're just consuming what other people are doing. You are not producing, or you're not bringing out things using your own time. So leverage on technology. Ask yourself, what do you spend most of your time on? A great basketball legend once said something. I listened to his interview, and he explained what he spent his own time doing and why he was just an average player at the beginning. He wasn't that skillful. He wasn't that But he said that when he wakes up in the morning, an average team should they have trainings at least about twice in a day, right? But he wakes up at 4 a.m., does his own personal training from 4 to about 6 a.m., gets ready and goes for the team training from 8 to about 10 a.m. And then when the team training is done, he rests a bit, and then about an hour and a half later, he starts another set of training. And he does that for another 2 hours. And then he goes for the team training again in the evening. And then after the team training, he might decide to wait and do more training. So he trains an average of 4 to 5 times a day, while the average player also trains twice a day. They can't have the same results. They can't bring out the same results. It's impossible. And that's what made him what he became in that field. So I want to say to you this morning, put your time into your craft, whatever it is your craft is. If you're a business owner, put your time into your business. What are you doing? What are you producing? What service? How can you get the service better? How can you produce things better? What are you doing with your time? Put it into your craft. If you're a career person, look at that career. What is the trend and where is it going? Spend time in your career. Spend time looking at your career. Spend time developing yourself in that career. If you need to take courses, do. It's easier now. You can do online courses even if you do not have the time to attend physical classes. But make sure that your time is adding value to you. You're spending your time doing things that are adding value to you. As I round off this morning, I want to let you know that your time adds up to your results. Whatever results you get in life, all you need to do is look at how you have spent your time. You can track it. You can almost plot that graph. I spent my time doing what wasn't important, so definitely I'm going to get results that are not important. It's very simple. So I dare say to you this morning, look at your time as an investment. Look at your time as a resource and invest it. Invest your time. That's what we're going to be rounding off this morning on this series of the Business and Life, on this session of the Business and Life series. And we've been transmitting from on Aloore Radio, transmitting from GSM Studio at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat Ibadan. You can always be with us on our Facebook handle, www.facebook.com.alooreradio. Our YouTube is Aloore Radio. Website, www.alooreradio.com. And our phone number is 080-3985-3731. Until we'll come your way again next week, Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the Business and Life series. My name is Oluwatoyin Onamade. See you next week. Have a wonderful day.
And we know we'll get there. We'll run, we have, we'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds, and that one day we'll shine like the years to come.
Bring you everything from breaking news,
President must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must look for foreign support to save this nation.
world news, sport, music,
I'm no vibe. Girl, I just want me with you like guys.
and many more. To listen to our programs, follow us live on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Aloore Radio, Twitter and Instagram at Aloore Radio. You can also subscribe on our
Niger to the world. Spiroach Beats. The queen to the motherland. On the other hand.
She said, come if you wanna. I say, I know myself, I'm gonna wanna activate, gonna cover. So let me know. She said, one man big no. Activate if you wanna. Let her know it's not the normal house size. This kind of thing don't make us capsize. So let me know if you wanna ride. She call me brother, I call her sister too. Mama don't fight, she get like 6 tattoos. If she was a city, she be Timbuktu. My holy ground with me I run to, brother. I call her sister too. Mama don't fight, she get like 6 tattoos. If she was a city, she be Timbuktu. My holy ground with me I run to. My holy ground with me I
I
run
said,
to.
come if you wanna. Got to drink the marijuana. Let me know whenever you decide. Let me know you put them bitches to the side, yeah. It's you on my mind. It's you all the time. You came just in time. You gave me my spit on the mic, something you could bump to. Get nasty for you every time you come through. Finish line, who you run to? Keep you grounded, I wholly ground you. Hey yo, I'm giving medals, I gotta give you the G. I'm bouncing all on the D, I just had to give you the V. Here blowing all in the wind while we cruising Penelope. Nigeria to the world and fuck you to my enemies.
She call me brother, I call her sister too. Mama don't fight, she get like 6 tattoos. If she was a city, she be Timbuktu. My holy ground with me I run to, brother. I call her sister too. Mama don't fight, she get like 6 tattoos. If she was a city, she be Timbuktu. My holy ground with me I run to. My holy ground with me I run to.
Spit on the mix.
Finna put you on trips.
I'm really on myself. This your love drive me crazy, it's not for my health. So I'm a dreaming, I even just in my head. Cause I need something that will drive me to my death. Yeah, baby, are you sure that you want me? Baby, are you sure it's not the end of you? Cause this feeling got me let go. And I don't want to share you with nobody. Baby, are you sure that you want me? Baby, are you sure it's
wake me up. If this is love, I'm not sure, cause I've been there before.
Baby, are you sure that you want me? Baby, are you sure it's not the NSO? Cause this feeling got no you. And I don't want to share you with nobody.
You know I don't trust nobody but myself. That's why sometimes I've been talking to myself. And then I met you and you remind me of myself. Oh, baby, if you leave me, I will kill myself.
Baby, are you sure that you want me? Baby, are you sure it's not the NSO? Cause this feeling got no you. And I don't want to share you with nobody. Spirit mix.
Shade, oh yeah now. Ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti ń bá ẹ sọ̀rọ̀, ó ti pẹ́ tí mo ti ń toast ẹ ò Shade. Ọjọ́ ń lọ, ọ̀sẹ̀ tó lọ mo pé 30 Shade. I dey beg you say make you marry me, you tell me say you no ready, oh the job. Ọmọge dákun gbọ́ tèmi, jọ̀wọ́ má jẹ́ kí n lọ commit o. I love you die, I need you die. Baby mi jọ̀wọ́, please come be my wife. Jẹ́ n gbé ẹ lọlé, mọ́ mi létí ọmọ, marry me o baby. Bàbá mi létí ọmọ, you know I love you, ọmọge wá fẹ́ mi. Jẹ́ n gbé ẹ lọlé, mọ́mí mi létí ọmọ, marry me o baby. Bàbá mi létí ọmọ, you know I love you, ọmọge wá fẹ́ mi. I say I need you, girl. You say you need some time. But time me no day, girl. Answer me on time. I dey beg you say make you follow me. You tell me say you no love me, oh the job. Ọmọge dákun ṣe tèmi, jọ̀wọ́ má jẹ́ kí n lọ commit o. I love you, die. I need you, die. Baby, me joy. Please come be my wife. Young girl, lolly, mommy, me rate your mom. Marry me, oh baby. Baba, me rate your mom. You know I love you. Ọmọge wá fẹ́ mi, wá fẹ́ mi, wá fẹ́ mi, wá fẹ́ mi, wá fẹ́ mi o. Jẹ́ n gbé ẹ lọlé, mọ́mí mi retí ọmọ. Marry me o baby, bàbá mi retí ọmọ. You know I love you, ọmọge wá fẹ́ mi.
Don't do me like this, oh yeah. Ara mi ti wà lọ́nà, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I don't dey wait, oh, I don't dey wait, see, so yeah. And I still dey pray, oh, I still dey pray, oh. Dana. All my ego now for you.
All my ego for you.
All my rapa now for you. Yeah.
All my rapa for you.
Go me now for you. Yeah.
Okay for you.
All the motor for my garage for you. Yeah.
All the motor in the garage for you. Yeah.
All my ego now for you.
Ego now for you. Yeah.
All my rapa now for you. Yeah.
All my rapa now for you. Yeah.
Go me now for you. Yeah. All the motor for my garage for you.
All the motor for the garage for you. OBO. Ade. 30 million for you. For the best for you. I put my life on the line for you. Nobody else got you. Baby, boo. You don't say you be my boo. If I ever leave you, oh, baby, I be fool. Baby, I be fool. Say I want to show you my world, girl. I say I no go do you, do you? I want to show you my world.
Cause all my ego now for you.
All my ego for you.
All my rapa now for you. Yeah.
Rapa for you.
Go me now for you. Yeah.
Okay for you.
All the motor for my garage for you.
Let the
Yeah.
motor in the garage for you.
All
Yeah.
my ego now for you.
I gonna for you, girl.
All my rapa now for you. Yeah.
All my rapa now for you, girl.
Go me now for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the motor for my garage for you.
Let the motor for the garage for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Badass.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you needed. Oh shit.
Dr. Dollar Entertainment.
All the pain of yesterday, I go forget them tomorrow. That is one thing that they don't know. It is hard to find a way, but I am just too proud to say so. I will always find a way home. I won't lie, I ran away from the pain, I know the sorrow, and I couldn't bear to stay. Oh yeah, but I got grind for mama's sake, and I got music for the pain. Oh, one day I'll find a way. They say I'm good, I get the talent, but I'm not ready for this challenge. Only me for this planet. And I'm scared, I no go lie. What if I never get to blow? What if no one gets to know? But I'll
anybody way won't fight you, may they come, they already know. I'll be right beside you, like the wall of Jericho. They don't know, they don't know, they don't know what's going on. Monagiso, my baby boo. I'll be a soldier for you, I'm getting better in Kung Fu. You should know I got you, and you don't need to guide me too. I'll be right beside you in anything that you do. If you ever need saving, I will be running to you, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you, running to you. Anywhere that you go to.
cause I know that I got you. Wanting more best everybody, and it's because of your kung fu. And anytime that I'm out of control, you hold me down. You never let go. Yeah. Munagiso, my baby boo. See all the battles you'll be fighting, and I'll be right there with you. I may be small, but I'm mighty, and I go running for you. And anybody ways I be here, no be you pull it, I be alright. And if I ever need saving, I'll be running to you.
Running to you. I'll be running to you. Running to you. Anywhere that you go to, running to you. I'll be running to you. Running to you.
You go there for
anywhere that you go to. You don't need to worry, anything you want.
Sundown to sundown, love me no go round down.
Hey, anytime you call me, baby, I go answer.
Any other brother, baby, you make them run away.
And if you want me coming to you, I go come to you.
All you wanna see me, baby, don't see me.
Tell me what you want, baby, say.
Smile for me, even if you shadow. Be good to me, even if you battle. Stay with me, even if you've got some place to be. Pray with me, even if you know believe. Smile for me, baby, me please. Smile up. I want to be the one where you feel that for. I want to be the one that makes you do the things you thought you'd never do. Let me be the one for you. I want to be your weakness, baby. Lie to me if the truth will break my heart too. Sing for me even though your voice they crackle. Dance with me even if you're dancing off the beat. Take a chance on me, don't you believe I'm worth the risk? Smile for me, baby, me please. Smile. Die for. I want to be the one that makes you do the things you thought you'd never do. Let me be the one for you. I want to be your weakness, baby. Will you fight for me? Even if now Kokano, take a ride with me. Cause anybody to move Ferranto. Oh baby, promise me the world, because nothing is too much. You know that I want to be the one way to die for. I want to be the one that makes you do the things you thought you never do. Let me be the one for you. I want to be
We picking your tattoo. When you move like a shadow, give me a mobile. Come on, my family. Mr. Money, no show. Give me a mobile. I can shout. You dele party, oh, moti, oh. When I show, for your party, oh, them, oh, ele budget set, no the buga set, no the buga. Ele budget set, no the buga set, no the buga set. What's up, taking my lesson? We taking your tattoo. When you know like a shadow, me I'm a bell. What's out for me shine? Come on, me follow.
I love it, Eleba, darling, never, ballin', forever. You go dig like a coacha, baby, enter. You get money, could you go paper? You want you a big, but you want a bamba. Oh, shy, bang, oh, she di bamba. Oh, yeah, order, aquaba. You keep it gas, you can be Tomagana. Oh, yeah, sicky, never. I buy the loud, but little to bash a sefa. Oh, yeah, give me pim, pop. Oh, kiki, oh, pop. Oh, yeah, second money, go sucker. Back booty up for me, yellow pop.
Ele budget set, no the buga set, no the buga. Ele budget set, no the buga set, no the buga set. What's up, baking my lesson? We baking your tattoo. Money more like a shadow. Me I'm a sorry for this shine. But mama follow Mr. Money on show.
More music on trendybeats.com.
Low-key, all of them done they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys, them know me. Since 06, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me. I know they blow trees, only lonely me lonely. Music chose me, just know this and know peace. I dey low-key, but I'm never lonely. Sexy ladies, come wine for me slowly. Them know me.
music on trendybeats.com.
Gidi ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ òun dàkúnjẹ ń sinmi ṣe mí jọ́lọ̀ èmi yàtọ̀ sáwọn nǹkan kàmí sọ́tọ̀ ọjọ́bọ̀jọ́bọ̀ ẹgbà lọ́kọ̀lọ́kọ̀ tó bá fọ́kọ̀ say tonight for the club we go turn up everybody ready for the fọ́kàn gbàgbé òṣì àwa nìkan ní kòsóṣì I no go let anyone control anything I want to I go do gbàgbé òṣì àwa nìkan ní kòsóṣì I no go let anyone control anything I want to, I go to. Every other day I organize. Some of us are wise. Every other blessing you are wise. Olapaju, Opa, ìwọ ló pọ̀jù. Ọgbọ́n Sadiq. Agbọ́ngbọ́njù, ọgbọ́n. I'm a motherfucker, but she like you.
trendybeats.com.
DJ Spinall, top boy.
Ọlọ́ládé mi Àṣàkẹ́.
Tune into the king of songs and blues.
Ọmọ ológo kò ní sófò, gbogbo ìṣòro rẹ̀ ọ̀tá ní òkò. Ẹnu ẹ ò ní gbẹ ò ní mọ́fò, ọmọ yìí kò ọpọlọ lọ fi ń gbé kò. Say you no like designer, àbí you no like to gapa. Ibigila gati gaga, you got to shop it.
Here we go.
Palazzo, Jiggy, Boya, for the reason. No sleeping, no one, no dwelling. About dating, Jackie, Yami. My Gio, Shamo, Yami. Put them at a montari. Eba mi, Shami. Come on, I'm a line, you're tight.
1, 2, 3, come on.
I don't feel like I'm not my type. If no be God, oh, don't die. She like the one we don't got no body. 2 girls with my me too. Each one I do luck. And I say, bad boy, I'm single. 20 girls I do luck. Big boy soup, yeah, the massive party done the start. Yeah, everybody done the dance. Big boy soup, yeah, the massive party done the start. Yeah, everybody done the dance. Get the money, it's my hobby. Get the popping at the para, really lobby. As you can see, for overseas, and the fire, Mr. Money, all over, the money is going. Cause she, you love me, but what Gucci, Versace, could any say who? About that group, but you say who? Come on, jogger, couldn't you be?
Here we go.
Palazzo, Jiggy, Boya, for the reason. No sleeping, no one, no turning. Without betting, Yami. My Gio, Shamo, Yami. Put them When the building. Come on, come on, line. 1, 2, 3, come on. I don't feel like you're not my type. If no be God, I don't die. I don't like, I don't like, I don't pack, like, I don't bother. She like the boomba, she like the one with no Ghana. 2 girls with my me group. Which one I good luck? I say bad boy, I'm single. 20 girls I good luck. Ekwesu, girl, the massive party done the start. Everybody done the dance. Ekwesu, girl, the massive party done the start. Everybody done the dance.
DJ Spino. Alola Demi Ashake.
Sleeping, no one will tell you about waiting. Yami, I chill, Shamo, Yami. Put the matter on Tami, Shami. Come on,
More music on trendybeats.com.
Yeah, life is sweet when the sun out, like the trees in the summer. When the seas are troubled, and then we all need someone. My life, no be smart enough. We all strive, to live life in that comfort. So forgive me if I fumble, 'cause I'm only human. Somebody move that I don't know. Hit them with a 7-box combo. Always looking out my window, paranoid and confused. I'm not sure anymore who is knocking at my door. And so as the day comes, as I go on, protect me, Lord, I cannot trust my neighbors. Be my savior when that day comes. Defend me from my enemies and my neighbor. You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. In a private plane, I land on it. Hollywood and they call me Bankole. 'Cause I walk around with a bank on me. Show them Gangnam style, put the gang on them. Twist my fingers up and bang on them. Lily-hoo, lily-hoo, lily-hoo. Different type of evil available, and any one of them can kill you. At any time, anything can happen, no. Any one of us could have been pop smoke. We must go when the most high colors. So I'm paranoid, borderline bipolar. Wear my vest and clean my corner. I ain't going out, brother. You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. In a private plane, I land on it. Hollywood and they call me Bankole. 'Cause I walk around with a bank on me. Show them Gangnam style, put the gang on them. Twist my fingers up and bang on them. Hollywood, oh yeah. So I know what come I do. So I know what come I do. Nobody know tomorrow. Choro ka choro. And if a boy feel macho, make him lick red like a tomato. If I'm not dead, then him comatose. Go for full. As the day comes, as I go on, I know what's over me, oh Lord. I cannot trust my neighbor. As the day comes, as I go on, I know what's over me, oh Lord. I cannot trust my neighbor. You have to put up. Forget me come from that. I'm the weapon I fight. You have to put up. Forget me come from that. You can bank on it. You can put 100 grand on it. Anything I said, I stand on it. In a private plane, I land on it. And they call me.
Olaladimi Ashake.
Nakasumbala no dey waste time, oh nah. Me I want fire bazooka, oh nah. Mr. Money no dey waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Say baby to find no dey too shine, unaka. Show why me need. Mr. Money no dey waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Hello, you carry back a lot of filo. I'ma check a phone no go dey ghost to. Ready to pay what 10 kilo. Kumatingaza, Shina sayo falapa. Agata from Osapa funi bulala. Nishe lo japa. Omo aje bota lebi mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we ya go bota. Nishe lo japa. Omo aje bota lebi mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we ya go bota. Sunga la ja sunga la ja sunga olo sunga la ja sunga olo sunga
Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now.
Kerosene no dey sleep, I no dey sleep at all. I'm a cause I'm ready to spend. Ibakare kuma bong, make we man united. This your skin just a glow, baby, make we chillo. Hello, you carry back a lot of filo. I'ma check a phone no go dey ghost you. Edu to gbe what 10 kilo. Kumatingaza, Shina sayo falapa. Agata from Osapa funi bulala. Nishe lo japa. Omo aje bota lebi mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we ya go bota. Nishe lo japa. Omo aje bota lebi mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we ya go bota. Sunga la ja sunga la ja sunga olo sunga la ja sunga olo sunga.
NigerHotStars.com.
trendybeats.com.
DJ Spinall, top boy.
Olaladimi Ashake.
Tune into the King of Songs and Blues.
Ọmọ ológo kò ní sófò, gbogbo ìṣòro rẹ̀ ọ̀tá ní òkò. Ẹnu ẹ ò ní gbẹ ò ní mọ́fò, ọmọ yìí kò ọpọlọ lọ fi ń gbé kò. Say you no like designer, abi you no like to gapa. Ibigila gati gaga, you got to shop where here we go. Palazzo, Jiggy, Roger, for the reason. No sleeping, no more, no dawning. About dating, Yakia, Moyami. My Gio, Shamo, Yami. Put them at a Montari. Eva, Shami. Come on, I'm a line, you're that.
1, 2, 3, come on.
I don't feel like I'm not my type. If no be God, oh don't die. Oh no like I'm low, oh no like I get back, oh no like I get butter. She like it, boom back. She like the one we don't got no body. 2 girls with my me food. Each one I do luck, and I say bad boy I'm single. 20 girls I do luck. If we soon, yeah, the massive party done the start, yeah, everybody done the dance. If we soon, yeah, the massive party done the start, yeah, everybody done the dance. Get the money, it's my hobby. Get the popping at the para, really lobby. As you can see for overseas, and if I Mr. Money all over, be the money's going. Cause she, you love me, but what Gucci, Versace, could any say who? About that group, but you say who? Come a jogger, couldn't you be? Yeah, we go. Palazzo, Jiggy, Boya, put it easy. I'm sleeping, no one no talking. About betting, yeah, for Yami. My chief, Shamo, Yami. Put the matter, Montami. When the building, Shami. Come on, I'm alive, you're 1, 2, 3, come on. I don't feel like you're not my type. If no be God, I for don't die. I don't like I'm low, I don't like at the back, like at the border. She like the bomba, she like the one with no Ghana. 2 girls with my middle. Which one I good luck? And I say, bad boy, I'm single. 20 girls I good luck. Ekwesu, you're the massive party, done the start, everybody done the dance. Ekwesu, you're the massive party, done the start, everybody done the dance.
DJ Spino. Aloore Demi Ashake.
Sleeping, no one no turning, about dating, yeah, for Yami. My chief, Shamo, Yami. Put the matter, Montami. Shami. Come on,
More music on trendybeats.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters,
the party starts here.
You are listening to the DJ TY Mix.
DJ TY Mix go kill
Some people they want make I sober. Me I love you sober. Cause I got Jehovah money. For where I did me I did I lawyer. Them say I loca, la vida loca. Sorry for me ni kuda. My face they show, my shoe they shine. I'm a pen caragon. My face they show, my shoe they shine. I'm a pen caragon. Bimo she love, bimo she bo. Walo baba go, walo baba go, walo baba go.
My face they show, my shoe they shine. I'm a pen caragon.
My face will show, my shoe they shine on my caragon. Bimo she love, bimo she go. Walo baba go, walo baba go, walo baba go. Feeling for my head, 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 feeling for my head. Kikumakwa bother me, Kikumakwa help me, na money they bother me, money lati jara me. Some people they want make I sober, me I love you sober, cause I got Jehovah money. For where I did me I did I lawyer. Them say I loca, la vida loca. Sorry for me ni kuda. My face they show, my shoe they shine. I'm a pen caragon. My face they show, my shoe they shine. I'm a pen caragon. Bimo she love, bimo she go. Walo baba go, walo baba go, walo baba
go. Low-key, all of them don't they notice. I'm not joking, all my guys them know me. Since 06, I've been writing this story. I know be OG, but if you ask them know me. I know they blow trees, only lonely me lonely. Music chose me, just know this and know me. I dey low-key, but I'm never lonely. Sexy ladies, come wine for me slowly.
Yeah,
never cease. Till eternity, I'm on fire. My legacy will not die. My family is for life. With them day, with them be. Them go bless, them go die. Them go say, them don't know. It's in this song. Low-key, all of them don't be noticed. I'm not joking. All my guys, them know me. So sweet, I've been writing this story. I know be yogi, but if you ask them know me.
Nakasungala jano de waste time, ona. Me I won't fire bazooka, ona. Mr. Money no de waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Say baby don't find no day to shine, unaka. Show why me. Mr. Money no de waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Hello, you carry back a lot of hello. You carry back a lot of hello. Hello, 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 hello. You carry back a lot of filo. I'ma take a phone and go to ghost to. Let it go with 10 kilo. Kuma tingaza, tingaza, kuma tingaza, kuma tingaza, kuma tingaza. Shina sa ino falapa, agata from Osapa kuni bulala, ni shelo japa. Omo aje bota lo be mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we yakubota. Ni shelo japa. Omo aje bota lo be mi gapa. I don't like the nonsense we yakubota. Sunga la ja sunga la ja sunga olo sunga sunga